All right, guys, welcome back. It's Food Friday, Feature Friday for episode 6 here. Last week, if you were paying any attention, tuned in, we talked a little bit about how you can target your workout nutrition, post-workout nutrition. We talked a little bit about protein. We're going to stay with our streak of macronutrients and roll right into talking about fats today. Next macronutrient. Fats are the most energy-dense macronutrient we have. They come in at a whopping 9 calories per gram, as opposed to your carbohydrates and proteins, 4 calories per gram. So they're twice that of your other 2 macronutrients. So very important. They're also probably the most second demonized macronutrients, second to carbohydrates. It's, oh, you shouldn't have fats in your diet, they're bad for you. We're gonna talk a little bit about that today. If you think back in the 80s and 90s, we started to look around and became a little more cognizant of our health challenges, a little more chronic heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and we started to look a little more at the diet and decided, oh, it's fats. We're eating too much fat. So you start to see this trend of everything was fat-free. So you had fat-free cookies, fat-free pies, fat-free cakes, fat-free yogurts, fat-free milks. You had foods that didn't have fat on them to begin with a label on the side, fat-free cola, like it never had fat in it. So it became banished from all our foods in hopes that, well, if we just remove this ingredient, we'll all be healthy again. And what we found is that didn't actually happen. We started to have more energy-dense foods. We started to pump in more processing into those same cookies, cakes, artificial creamers, artificial ingredients, all things that made us more unhealthy, if anything. We ate more, we were less satisfied. One of the things fat does for us when we have it in our diet is it cues the brain that, hey, I'm full, I'm satisfied, I'm done eating. So all those fat-free options, we weren't getting those cues, we were less satisfied, so we ate more. Processing, think of it this way, anytime we process a food, you can think of something as simple as peanuts, peanut butter. One hand, I can have the same measurement of raw peanuts, and over the other hand, peanut butter, kind of gross, handful of peanut butter. But eating the same amount, same basic substance, I will absorb more energy from peanut butter. It's processed, minimally, it's still peanuts, but you can think of it as it's almost pre-digested. It's broken down a little further. So processing a lot of times increases our energy density in foods. Remember, we talked about that when we talked about calories overall, eating more calories or eating more energy. So all that processing we put into those fat-free foods, we ended up not any healthier for it. Meanwhile, in all the other countries and places around the planet, your Mediterranean diets, Southern, Ethiopian, you had people enjoying natural, unprocessed fats, the same fats that we had just demonized out. So you had people enjoying milk right out of the cow, full whole milk, avocados, nuts and seeds, fatty fish like sardines or salmon, without the ill effects. So we started to realize that maybe fats weren't necessarily it. We just have this need for our US diet here to overeat more than anything, eat more energy than we expend. So why do we need fats? Fats are your most energy dense nutrient, but on the body, it's your largest energy source. You can think of that as your storage for energy. You have, the average human has about 100,000 calories of energy stored up in fat cells. So you could probably run from New York all the way down to Miami on your fat stores alone. Whereas your glycogen stores, your carbohydrate base, we'll get a little more than that over the next few weeks. You have about 2 solid, good working hours of carbohydrate stores in your muscles and your liver before you're depleted. So fat's a great energy source, much needed. It balances your sex hormones, so your testosterone, your estrogen, heart health. A lot of our fats we found have a inflammatory effect. Things like your omega-3s, very, very happy hearts, and and overall improves our body composition. So for fats, try and stick to the minimally processed, higher quality fats. Like I mentioned, nuts and seeds, whole milks, fish, pasture-raised animal products, as opposed to those more processed artificial fats or factory-farmed animals. And we stay healthier. So be nice to your fat. You need them. I'll see you guys next week. Loud and proud till Monday.